As you stare into a big, brolicky, hefty, donut-shaped double champion like Daniel Cormier, you could look at him. You could say whatever you want about his appearance and his hairline being crooked, all that. This guy is a legitimate double champ. Now, double champ, the whole term, the whole word, it's not. It's starting to turn into a negative thing for the UFC, and I actually think that the art of chasing the double champ status is starting to ruin the UFC. I feel like everybody in the division. First of all, let's go back to like what double champ really means. Like there was one exception in the whole double champ, like what it really means. It was Conor McGregor, and I'm gonna explain that a little bit later. But essentially, what double champs were is that they'll run through their weight class, they'll establish dominance in their weight to a point where they could then go up and challenge for a different weight. John Jones did it. John Jones cleared out light heavyweight, went up, beat Saragon. That's a perfect example. Daniel Cormier destroyed everyone in light heavyweight. When John Jones wasn't, he was too busy taking steroids, so DC went up, beat Stipe. Volkanovski destroyed the whole featherweight weight class, then went up and challenged against Islam. Even though he didn't succeed, that was the right step. Israel Adesanya, bro, same thing. Beat everyone in the middleweight, then went up and challenged Jan Blachowicz. He failed. What is the common link between all those guys? They're established. They were challenged. They beat the best of the best in the division. Even some of them started lapping the division. And then they go up and they challenge. Now, Conor McGregor, I want to call him the exception because he had something that no one else had, which was like superstardom that like was bigger than just the UFC, that everyone knew who Conor McGregor in the world was. He was one of the most famous people on the planet Earth. Now, he had the exception because he didn't really have to run through a division. He did run through the division and knock out the guy with like who's been undefeated for like 10 years almost in like 13 seconds. So he does get a little bit of a speed boost for that. And then he had 0 title defenses, but did go up and beat Eddie Alvarez in impressive fashion. So that's the one exception. This is the problem though in the UFC today. Everyone is chasing this double champ status. I don't know if you guys remember this actually, because let me try to refresh people's memory. These two goopers, I don't know why I call them goopers. These two little goop balls, bro. People forget, man. Leon Edwards and Sugar Sean were both talking about double champ this, double champ that. And it was funny is Leon Edwards' two defenses were Usman in the rematch and Kobe. And I know those are great names, but he still had people coming up like Shavkat, like Ian Gary, like et cetera, et cetera. There was so much other people left in that weight class for him to just be like, oh, no, I'm just going to go up and fight them. It didn't make sense. And I know people would be like at the time, oh, hey, Usman, there was so much other people. Like Usman had 5 title defenses and didn't even go up to before. And he was thinking of going up and challenging Jan Blachowicz because he couldn't challenge Izzy. He didn't even do it. The point is, Israel Adesanya had multiple title defenses and great performances. Volkanovski, same as him. These guys usually have like a lot of title defenses and then they go up. Leon Edwards beat 2 title defenses and trying to go up. What's crazy about this one too is that Leon Edwards' wins weren't even like that, like statement. There was no statement attached. There's no like crazy finish in any of its defenses. No like master classes. He barely beat Usman in his first title defense where he cheated a lot. And then the Kobe fight, Kobe looked horrible and he still couldn't put a beating on Kobe or finish Kobe. 3 rounds to 2 on most of the scorecards. So that right there is like, bro, you're not getting that. And then Sugar, people forget, man. I'm gonna say because this one was really bad. Sugar Sean O'Malley had 1 defense, and guess who was against? Cheeto Vera, brother. Cheeto Vera beat Pedro Munoz, an old man who was walking in the cane in the octagon. Then he started being, yeah, dude, I just can't wait to be double champ. You know what I'm saying? Why are you even talking about going up in weight? And then they both, it's funny because they both lost their belts. That's why I'm calling them goopers. Because you talked all that crap, and then you ended up losing your belt to people in your weight class. Why? Because you actually have to fight the best of the best. Like Leon was trying to trying to avoid the whole Bilal situation and already go up and challenge. But he's like, oh, after I beat Bilal, you know what I'm saying? There's no one left. First of all, even if Leon did beat Bilal, Shavkat's still there, Ian Gary, etc., Sean Brady, the list goes on. They just had so much more clearing to do in their division before even thinking about that. So serves them right. I'm glad they lost their belt. But back to what a double champ really means, because I feel like being a double champ, in my opinion at least, means you establish dominance in your division moving up. Now, we're seeing Ilia Topuria do something crazy now, where Ilia Topuria is, he beat the 2 best in the featherweight division. I'll give him credit there. Max Holloway and Volkanovski knockouts back to back. It's so impressive. I can't fathom I can't really explain how impressive that is. But truth be told, he still has people left to fight in this division. I know Movzar, Diego Lopez, but I understand he's chasing legacy, he's chasing greatness, but this can't be like, it can't become the norm where like you have like, he has 1 title defense, by the way. I know it's against, he has 2 title wins, like Volk and Max were great title wins, but he has 1 title defense. At least get another one, or like maybe 2 more. But he already wants to go up and just chase that double champ status. He's even willing to vacate his belt, I'm assuming, just to chase that, just because he can say he's double champ. Now this is starting to spread like a virus. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not liking that. People like Islam Makhachev, they're entitled to this, because Islam Makhachev has actually lapped his division. Islam Makhachev is rematching now Armin Sarukian. You know what I'm saying? And then people are talking about he should rematch Charles. That's when you know you're done. That's when you know you're allowed to go up. But Ilya has if you have more options in your weight class, you shouldn't be saying, oh yeah, let me go up and wait and fight the champion in that way just because I want to chase greatness. Everyone in the UFC wants to chase greatness, unless I'm mistaken. But from what I know, I feel like every fighter in the UFC is trying to chase something greatness, especially these champions. But I feel like the double champ status back then was so praised because it was like people were really like beating the hell out of their whole division and then they'll move up. Whereas nowadays is people are just throwing in the double champ talk everywhere. Like every time someone has a good performance and like they're always on the mic afterwards, oh yeah, I can't wait to go up to double champ. I could beat this guy, this, that, and the third. And it bothers me because I'm starting to feel like we're starting to shift away to like what, like double champ is not just something you chase once you get the belt. It's something that's earned. Just like you earned that belt by beating all these contenders. You have to earn that double champ fight in the first place. You can't just put yourself in the fire or even throw shots at this. So I see why people like Islam are frustrated because Islam gave Volk his chance to be great against him. You know, gave him that double champ shot. Volk lost. He gave him a rematch. Volk lost. And now Ilia Topuria is trying to pipe up after having one defense in his weight class and having a lot more people to go. And he's talking about, yeah, man, I'm ready to challenge for the double belt soon. It's like, it's frustrating. Imagine you're the guy getting challenged against too. I'm not a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? And there are some modern day people who are double champs. Like Alex Pereira is the most recent double champ. Of course, he didn't really clear the middleweight division. You know what I'm saying? He won the belt and got knocked out. But after he went up, he had like a fight in a title fight, I believe. Only one fight against Jan Blachowicz. But that's just, like I said, the exception with Conor was like stardom and like privilege. Same with Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira's whole career has been privileged. I know people are gonna be upset that I said that, but like 3 fights in a title fight and then 1 fight in light heavyweight, then a title fight, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's a little bit like, but those people, the only thing I'm gonna give Alex Pereira and Conor McGregor leeway is because they're big superstars. Like everyone knows them worldwide, so they will allow shit like that to slide with them. But all these other champs, like listen, I respect Dricus. I'll say, let me tell you the people who actually have the capabilities of moving their mouth and flapping their gums. Dricus du Plessis, if he beats Hamza Chimaev, all right? Islam Makhachev, whenever. After this Arman fight, whenever he wants, I think he has the green light to go. Now, people like Bilal Muhammad, it's weird because he has one of the longest active win streaks, so he's beating a lot of people already, but still, he can't even talk about that double champ status until he beats Shavkat Rakhmonov and maybe Usman. And after that, I can maybe hear it because then he has a couple title defenses against good people. But I'm not really feeling this whole narrative of like, people are just, oh yeah, I'm a superstar, so I'm like, Sugar was the most manufactured superstar, and he was talking about that double champ, and I bet Dana White would have let him have a double champ shot or something if say something like he knocked out Merab. I'm sure they would push for the Sugar versus Ilya fight because everyone's talking about that. But like, I understand that superstars like get like a little bit of exception, but I feel like it should be negated. I feel like being this whole double champ meeting is starting to ruin. It's just starting to ruin the whole UFC. It's going to lead to the UFC's downfall because then people aren't going to be actually worried about being great in their weight class. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why no one's really in the GOAT conversation in their weight class anymore because they're just trying to leave their weight class and go up and become greatest of all time. They're always trying to chase that GOAT status. You know, Izzy being one of the middleweight GOATs for a reason is because he stayed in his division, he lapped his division, beat the fuck out of them. Same with Kamaru Usman, he was lapping his division. Same with Volkanovski, he was lapping his division. You know what I'm saying? Ilia Topuria, like, I love him and I respect him and his resume is nasty, but this featherweight GOAT conversation, I'm still going to say Volk's still the greatest featherweight of all time, especially if Ilya leaves the weight class. You know what I'm saying? I could say if Ilya ends up being double champ, of course he's greater than Volk all time, but as far as featherweight's concerned, he didn't really put in that much of a work in featherweight compared to like people like Volkanovski with multiple defenses and like a lengthy reign, like lengthy reigns that show like skill and dominance. This is what the UFC's lacking. And like, it's weird because half of these people who are chasing double champs are like ducking fights too. Like Sugar didn't even want to fight Merab. He was just trying to chase the double champ. Leon did not want to fight Bilal. You know what I'm saying? We have people, Alex Pereira does not want to fight Ankalaev. You know what I mean? Like, people just don't even want to fight people in the division, but then they want to leave the division and try to fight for a double champ status. And I'm not saying Ilya is ducking anyone, but I'm saying like Ilya probably should fight Mavzar. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, from Ilya's point of view and perspective, I get what he's trying to do, and I get he's trying to chase greatness. But my thing with this is everyone's chasing the same greatness. It's gonna start getting watered down, and like it's gonna start being corny to me at least. Like, I feel like if everyone just goes, oh, double champ this, double champ that, brother, worry about your weight class. Be DDP. Be more like DDP, chat. I'm glazing DDP in this video because I feel like he's the embodiment of a champion right now. Let me just glaze DDP just one more time real quick. He's someone in the weight class he's open to rematches, but he's also looking for the hardest fights. He wanted to fight Hamza at the UFC. He was like, nah, dude, we're going to give Strickland a fight because Strickland, we just like him better. Cool. DDP's still chasing the hard fights. And he's not even talking about double champ. Matter of fact, if you guys would remember, Alex Pereira would start like trying to say that, oh, let me come down and fight Dricus after like Dricus beat Izzy or something, because you know Alex Pereira always trying to, you know, get himself in the limelight after Izzy competes. But DDP was like, brother, I have work to do in my division. You have to beat Ankalaev. You have work to do in your division. Let me finish my work and let me go up. That's a champion. That's a champion. I'm glazing, but that's a champion. He said, bro, you stop ducking, go fight. I'm going to go beat Hamza. I'm going to go beat Strickland. Is he going to beat Hamza or Strickland? Probably Strickland. I don't know about Hamza, but my point is he's the embodiment of a champion because he's actually trying to do work in his division before he starts to leave this division and go to the next one. If everyone had the DDP mindset, the UFC would be complete and it wouldn't be bad because there would be no duckers and there would be no people just chasing, oh, double champ status. There would be people actually trying to be the best champions possible and then earn their privilege, because at the end of the day, a double champ fight is a privilege. Earn their privilege to be one of the greatest of all time by fighting for a double champ. So I just want to make this video to let people know we're like starting to fail as like a company if everyone's just gonna like say, oh yeah, one title fight, one defense, and let me get for that title shot. It's corny. It needs to end. So be more like DC, be more like Adesanya when he battled for the second belt, and Volkanovski and all these other guys who actually wiped out their weight class and then took a chance to be great. But that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think the double champ meaning is still hitting? Because I'm not jacking that shit. That's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.